Hi there, this is Tony from pianotone.ca, and this is just a quick video on how to reset your Yamaha P-125 digital piano back to its default factory settings. Let's check it out. So as far as how to reset your P-125 back to its factory defaults, it's super simple, and I'm pretty sure this works the same way for most Yamaha keyboards as well. All you do is hold down the rightmost note on your keyboard and then turn the piano on while you're holding that down, and then you'll likely see some blinking lights, and then it will be reset to the way that it was when you took it out of the box. Now keep in mind, if you've edited any settings from their defaults, like touch sensitivity for example, you will lose those settings, and you will also lose anything you've recorded in any onboard song recorder that you have on your keyboard. These instructions are in the manual on page 24, but I have to admit I had trouble finding them, and I did look online. And as it turns out, it does look like you can reset most Yamaha keyboards this way. But the more interesting thing that I wanted to talk about is, why did I have to do this? I've never changed any settings from their defaults. And on this piano, to be honest, there really aren't a lot of things I think most people would be likely to change. Well, this is what happened to me. I had my iPhone connected to the USB port, and I was playing along to some backing tracks, and I was making adjustments to some notes that I had on those tracks along the way. So I kept unplugging in the phone and plugging it back in again as I worked on those backing tracks, and that might have been a bad idea. Suddenly the piano gets super loud, and then I quickly realized that the touch sensitivity had been turned off. So no matter how hard I pressed the keys, I got the same amount of velocity and the same volume, which happens to be super loud. So since I had my phone connected, I ran the Smart Pianist app, which is how I typically control settings on my P-125. Looked up touch sensitivity, and sure enough, it was off. So I set it back to its default, which is medium. So I assumed I had accidentally managed to turn off touch sensitivity by somehow accidentally hitting whatever the key combination is to do that if you're not using the Smart Pianist app. So I keep playing with my backing tracks, and I go to move my right hand up to play some improv or solo or whatever, and suddenly it's out of tune. I go back down an octave and it's fine. So I turn off the track, and I'm wondering what's wrong with my piano. I play a C chord in the lower octave, and I play a C note in the upper octave, and it's definitely out of tune. Now on the P-125, you can actually use the Smart Pianist app to fine-tune every key if you want to a specific hertz value. Not sure why anyone would typically want to do this, but you can do it. But it looks like that's what happened to my piano, is random keys had suddenly been tuned differently. So that's when I started looking online for how to reset the piano, because I didn't want to have to manually try and figure out what keys were out of tune and fix them manually. And also I didn't want to have to worry about what else might have been suddenly changed. So that's what I did, is I figured out how to reset it to the factory defaults, and now everything's fine. I'm not positive that what caused it was unplugging the phone back a whole bunch of times while it was connected to the keyboard, but that is what happened right before, so I'm assuming that might have had something to do with it. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, it does really help me out. Thanks a bunch, and happy piano playing.